Hi, I'm Greg Gillett with Reynolds & Reynolds, and this is Connected. We're live at the NADA show. Really excited about this conversation. Good friend of mine, Rich Lupo. Rich is the fixed ops director at Apple Tree Honda and Acura. Rich, thanks so much for sitting down.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for having us.
Yep, and you're making time for little old me at your first NADA. I couldn't believe when you told me it was your first time at the NADA show. I was like, wait, what? This is your first time coming?
Yeah, it is. And it's just one of the things that I'd not gotten to yet. And I'm so happy that it came. It's been fantastic so far.
Yeah. So what have your takeaways been? I mean, is it what you expected? Obviously, you've been in the industry for a long time, so you kind of know the drill. But I mean, you get here and it's big.
It's very substantial. I will say that. It is. I mean, I don't have to tell you. It's our industry is full of great people, great vendors, great dealers, and there's just a whole lot of them here. And great products, offerings. It's the scale is it takes a couple of minutes to get your head wrapped around, and but run into a lot of friends, spend some time with some of our partners, and sitting here with one of our best, one of the people that are integral to our operations at Apple Tree Reynolds & Reynolds.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad to have you. Hopefully we can spend a little time walking around and getting the lay of the land too. I know you've been over here a couple times, so appreciate you spending so much time with us.
Yeah, it's a fantastic space you guys got. It's amazing.
Thank you. So anything surprised you at kind of your first time that you weren't necessarily expecting? That's like, that's interesting.
I think bourbon tastings at 9 a.m.
We're quite ready for that one on a Wednesday morning.
It is the car business, so I'm sure there are plenty of people stepping up at 9 a.m., get a little hair of the dog.
Yep.
Anyway, but no, it's just been fantastic. It's a chance to see everybody in one place, see what's new, and make sure that you're on top of your business. Yeah.
So I noticed you got a Northwood pin on there on your jacket too. Northwood is represented well here.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, we were talking before, the folks at Northwood, from Dr. McDonald to everybody else you interact with, the students that come out of Northwood, it's just a great organization. So I guess what's been your interaction there this week, wearing the Northwood pin and sporting that?
So I've had an ongoing relationship. Our friend Ted Ings, I've traveled with him the last couple of years out to Northwood and done some presenting and speaking to the students over the last couple of years. Sent my oldest son, to Northwood to their full tank summer camp.
Oh, nice.
And he'll actually be a freshman enrolling in Northwood this fall. So
congratulations.
And like you said, Kent, Dr. Matthew Bennett, LG Bright. I mean, just a fantastic faculty. The students they turn out. I'm sure that there's an opportunity at some point. We'll probably see Matthew at Big Blue as an intern one of the summers or something. But it's a great. I'm very excited for my son to go there because it's a career path. When you come out of there, you've got something to do. We're not going to send him for a 4-year English lit major in state school or something, So, yeah.
No, it's great. He'll be a little ways away from home, though. I mean, that's a flight to get home.
Well, actually, for his high school graduation present right now, we're in the middle of a restoration of a 1980s Chevy pickup truck, 4-wheel drive. So that's going to be his graduation present, so that he can go to Michigan in the winter.
All right.
And get around. So he's going to get himself a old school pickup truck.
Very nice. So I had when I was in high school, I had a 1980 Chevy. It was a 2-wheel drive. It wasn't anything fancy, 305. But funny story about it. So I bought it. I couldn't even tell you how many miles it had on it. Right.
Yeah.
It was not a new vehicle at the time. But I love that thing. Right. You kind of beat it up. Didn't have to worry about it. And it ran. And you tweak it a little bit. Easy to work on. Small block Chevy. You can fix it in any given day. It's not a big deal. But it got terrible gas mileage as they do. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to rebuild this carburetor and see if we can just get a little more out of it.
How'd that go for you?
Well, I took it off, and so I was in. Basically, I grew up in a parts store, and so we had kind of a shop in the back with a lift.
Sure.
And so anyway, took the carb off. It was sitting on the counter on the workbench, and ended up going. Forget where I went, but I was out of town. I don't know if it was for sports or whatever it was. And one of the guys that was working at the store, working for my dad, he was trying to be helpful, and he was going to go pick up a barrel of oil. All right. Or deliver one and pick up the core, whatever.
Right.
So he's going to load it in the back of my truck because it was sitting up there at the shop, and it was there a lot rather than just kind of parked in the side yard. Right. There's a parking lot. Why not have it? So it's sitting there, and he's going to be helpful. And he goes to start it. Didn't have a carburetor on it.
Oh.
Yeah. It caught on fire.
Just going to say, caught on fire.
Yep,
huh?
Sure did.
At a thermal event.
Fire department came out, and so that carburetor rebuild that was going to be an easy project turned into completely rewiring the entire electrical system under the hood. You talk about a lesson. I mean, that's you go from a quick little replacement to surgery, basically.
Yes.
Man, oh man, that was definitely an event. So you said 1980 Chevy pickup, and that's what popped into my head.
Yeah. No, it's. I think we all have stories of our cars in our youth and that somehow landed us in this car business, So anyway, we've got him. He's driving a full electric Prologue right now.
Oh, wow.
And so he's going to go from a brand new, all the amenities EV to a 84 Silverado with a stick shift.
Love it. It's a great truck.
It's fantastic. Bulletproof, right?
That's right.
So for those Michigan winters out there at Northwood.
Well, it's good for him too to be able to, I assume he's helping you with the rebuild, and it's just a good hands-on project. You guys probably all have something to just build memories off of, and that's a blast.
Yeah.
That's a blast. Great. Northwood, I'm sure we'll see plenty of them around here, but great folks up there, and congrats again on your son going up there in the fall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Rich, what's top of mind for you right now? I mean, you're one of the, top operators out there when it comes to fixed ops. Your store does a great job, and you're always so forthcoming and sharing kind of what's working, what's not working, what you guys are focused on. So where's your focus right now, kind of going into this year early on, and what are you working on?
So our focus in 2025 was really setting the stage for 2026.
Okay.
So we put a bunch of pieces together to make that happen. And our goal for 2026 is to grow repair order count, expand the customer base. We've seen customer pay repair order accounts. It hasn't retracted, but it's not growing at the pace that we would like it to grow. So it's an all-out effort to drive repair order account, unique VINs, and make the tent bigger. And drive customer loyalty to the brand and to the dealer. And so that's our goal. And so, go ahead.
So what are some of those tactics? Because you think about, there's a lot of reasons that you're seeing a lack of growth, right? I mean, you're just naturally getting fewer at bats, right? I mean, it used to be in 1984, you got to touch that truck 4 times a year, right? Every 3 months, 3,000 miles.
Absolutely.
In today's world, it's once or twice, right? Depending on the vehicle, the driver,
all those.
So 1 or 2 times a year you get to touch it. So your at bats are cut in half, or in a fourth. Vehicles are becoming so connected now. We're starting to be able to do flash programming updates over a Wi-Fi connection, right? So there's a lot of factors that go in, even ticket size, right? As we look at kind of revenue and fixed ops, it's going up, but a lot of that's driven by ticket size. It's not necessarily driven by, to your point, RO count increasing or customers increasing. So our labor rates are going up, but how do we get more true RO volume? So where's your focus then? What are you kind of trying to dial in on? Is it just pure marketing, or what are you looking at?
Several pieces to it. So marketing has not been the forte. We've held the line on what we're doing with marketing because it's been very effective. We actually have a much higher than expected retention rate according to the standards that Honda and Acura put out. We're well above where we need to be for retention, but we have streamlined the process for making an appointment for customers. We've seen a 10x improvement in the number of online scheduling appointments. So we went from less than 100 to, knocking on the door of 800 appointments online on a month. So we've really made some improvements there. Very, very frictionless experience for the customer, very low abandonment rate there, easier to do business. Made sure that we're very competitive on services that, are easily comparable, tires and brakes and wiper blades, oil changes, things like that.
Yeah.
Make sure that the customers are able to really see that what you're getting is value and very competitive in the marketplace. We've got our Go Moto we've been there with us, and that's customer convenience. Again, taking friction out of the deal. 24-hour drop off coming inside the store. It's climate controlled. It's secure. Doing those kinds of things. We've put in a mobility piece to it. We're heading into mobile service, so we're going to hit the outlying areas of our PMA.
Yeah.
And reconnect with some of those customers that do buy from us but don't service regularly, just simply because of distance to the dealer.
Sure.
And we're hoping to make sure that when it's time for them to trade, they come and see us again, because they can, in fact, get regular routine dealer service in a more remote area, further away from our brick and mortar location.
Right.
So those are a couple of main efforts. Just taking the interaction part of it and taking the friction and pain points out of it, bottlenecks out of it, and then an outreach with the mobile service and revamp. We did definitely make some tweaks to our express service team, making sure that we're hitting the times. So just customer convenience, outreach, value proposition, marketing, and we're going to make an effort to really, really grow our customer repair order count.
Yeah.
And with new unique VINs, not just driving extra visits for, current customers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it sounds like, if I'm kind of understanding correctly, 2025 was really focused on dialing things in,
Mm-hmm.
right, and offering up those convenience factors, offering up that great experience.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect first step, right? Like, you have to deliver the bacon if you want customers to come back.
Yeah.
So being there is where you need to be, absolutely. But then, if I'm understanding, kind of 2026 is letting people know how convenient you are. You mentioned being competitive in tires, brakes, wipers, those types of things. So how do you promote that? How do you make sure that they know that, and they don't just go to Pep Boys or whatever?
Sure.
How are you managing that?
In our marketing, we're very, very clear about what we advertise. So, for instance, if it's brakes, it will have a regular price, the actual price, how much you're saving, very detailed about the parts, the type of parts that we use, the technicians, all of those things. And so when a consumer takes a look at that message and it says it's, $500, it's $100 off, it's $400, it's Honda, Acura genuine parts, certified technicians, make an online appointment, all of these things, see your advisor for loaner cars and rental cars, all those kinds of things. You're going to get a wash and a vac. You're going to get a video MPI, all of those things, and you just really drive home the entire service and you build the value in it.
Yeah.
And the consumer, when they look at that, if they're not bottom line price point driven,
sure,
they're going to see the value in that, and it's been very effective. And of course, if anybody that's advertising a $99 brake job, good luck. You'll find out what that's about. So, so it's just really being consistent and when they come in for the advertised price, we make sure that we meet that advertised price. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is really, really important too.
Yeah.
So what's the most effective way to do that? Because, for every vehicle's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you say it's going to be $500, right? And then you ring up the parts and you put the labor in and you tack on your gas, oil, and grease, and you have your miscellaneous shop supplies. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden it's $574.
Correct.
What's that process look like? I mean, how do you empower your advisors to kind of manage through that with the customer?
Well, with Reynolds, we have SPG, and so we manage most of that with creating the discounts and getting it to that dollar price point in the menu. So when they select that brake job, it's menu price. So the brakes go in and the labor go in, and all that stuff is all set up. So they're not doing a bunch of steps. When it hits the repair order, it generates at that price.
That's true. So you're consistent regardless. It's not really, there's not much to manage on the back end because you're consistent all the way through the process with SPG and whatever. So I wasn't even kind of thinking through that
no,
very well. But
no, I mean, it's one of the reasons that Reynolds is what Reynolds is.
Sure.
I mean, you can do those things. You can target $500 on that service, and you can go in the backside of SPG, and you can build in any miscellaneous discounts and op codes, and you can do all that stuff, map it out, and then when the advisor hits it, it comes right out. You can change the messaging and say you're getting a $100 discount today, and build it right in and show it to the customer right on there, minus $100, and hits the price point.
Yeah. So that transparency sounds like it's a big meaningful factor for you, though, and making sure that you're delivering that for every customer.
It's important. If you're going to give $100 off, you should show it on there as a discount,
Yeah.
And so it does drive home, again, the continued value that we go to market as, just a value proposition.
Yeah.
And you show that to the customer on their invoice too as well.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier, I wrote it down, loaners and even rentals and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage that process? I've found that a lot of dealers, and some of it's OEM driven, right? But a lot of dealers manage it in very different ways. So how do you approach loaners? Is there a certain threshold for the visit as far as a dollar amount, or is it for specific customers? Is it arbitrary, or do you have kind of hard rules on who gets a loaner and those types of things?
A couple things on that. The Acura customer is entitled to a loaner.
Okay.
So
for anything.
For most things, yeah. And so we have a fleet of loaners for our Acura customers. Honda is not. And so if they're having warranty work done, if they're having recalls done, that does qualify them, and many times on a goodwill basis for Honda to approve that. So, Honda does reimburse us for some of that. And then the benefit of having great service advisors. I mean, we have skilled, experienced service advisors, and there's a lot of autonomy we give them because of that. And they'll come to the service manager of the store and say, "Hey, I've got a timing belt and 4 tires, and the only thing I need is a car for the day." Sign right off on it,
Yeah.
So it's on a case per case basis, and when it makes sense for the business, we step right up and take care of it for them.
Yeah. So how big is your fleet, your loaner fleet?
We keep about 40 Hondas and probably roughly 10 and 12 Acuras at any time. So mid 50s in total fleet.
Yeah.
So,
and when I assume the OEM has rules on when you have to move them over into a CPO.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like 10K, or when do those move over?
Very different rules for Acura versus Honda.
Okay.
And the Acuras go in and come out much faster. And the Hondas you can keep in there for a little while.
Yeah.
It's a months, not a mileage thing.
Got it.
So, but we became very active in managing that fleet the latter half of 2025, and it boosted our Honda CPO sales tremendously.
Well, there's probably a lot of value there, because I mean, while the car is in service, right? So it's in service as a fleet vehicle, as a loaner vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
If Honda's paying you or Acura's paying you for that, that trip, whatever.
Sure.
And then you can certify a CPO,
mm-hmm.
and then you got to maintain a pretty high price point on that CPO vehicle that's probably at most 1 model year old, if not the same model year that's out there, low mileage. You probably it's probably a pretty good program. I mean,
that's not bad at all.
And then you're obviously, the other benefit is you're helping the customer, you're creating that satisfaction. And so, digging into it, or diving into it and having that loaner program, it seems like it makes a lot of sense, even if your OEM doesn't help with it. Yeah.
I mean, there are rules to the OEM programs, and we have to follow those. And then, but it provides a source of, clean, low mileage, on brand, used cars for us. And I'm sure that there are 1,000 vendors here on teaching us how to, the new rules of pre-owned acquisition.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the biggest nuts to crack in this business is inventory, is where you're going to source your pre-owned inventory.
Right.
And so it's a good source for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with a new car, some of the inventory is ballooned and then tightened. And so it gives you, another layer to sell our product. And in times when you've got a bunch of inventory, That's one thing. But when inventory gets tight, and inventory is actually tight right now for Honda, we've got a fleet of pre-owned CPOs waiting.
Yeah. Do you think it seems like, and maybe you have a perspective, maybe you don't, but it seems like Honda's being and is probably going to stay pretty consistent and not kind of have a ton of inventory out there. It seems like they're going to be fairly conservative. Do you see that, or do you have an opinion? I don't know.
I wish that there was a general consensus on that right now.
That's fair.
Acura is both Honda and Acura are expecting growth in upstream, where we see the general SARs contracting this year. They're both, Honda and Acura, forecasting overall growth.
Good.
Yeah. So Acura is going to be a little more of a challenge with their model lineup right now, but we'll have to see what incentives they provide us to get them across the curb.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. All right, Rich, what haven't we talked about that we should? I could probably sit down here and just talk to you for hours and hours and hours, but I don't want to take too much of your first time away from the show. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, thank you. And I want to say Reynolds has been a wonderful partner for us. It's well known between us that we use a ton of your applications, and it's integral to our business. I mean, truly integral to our business. So couldn't be more proud to be a part of the partnership we have and all of the utilities that you guys provide to us. So for that, 100%. What we're talking about is combating the COVID hangover. So where we are right now, people should be trading. There's a lot of people that are just starting to be uncovered from being upside down from some of the higher prices during COVID.
Yeah.
Some of the static and some of the stagnant CPROs and service is downstream of a lot less business that we did over those couple of years there.
Just from a volume perspective.
Yeah. And so that's why we're really trying to be proactive and go out there and widen our base, because those customers that had to buy during that time, finally coming out of a negative position. They're very deep into the trade cycle from where they were previously, pre-COVID, every 36, 40 months you were getting a new car.
Sure.
We're way, way deeper than that right now.
Right.
And so we've got to drive loyalty to the brand and to the dealer and combat the stagnant CPRO count. So that's kind of why what the initiative is about.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot. I mean, I'm glad that you put sort of that overarching view on it. It's a really good macro view to apply your strategy to. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about is, combating the COVID hangover that we're seeing, because we're, not the leading indicator, we're the lagging indicator of those things. And so we've been living through it, and we're going to make sure that we counteract it.
Great. Well, I love the strategy. I'm glad to help any way we can. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to talk. We'll do it again soon sometime, I'm sure.
Perfect. Thanks, Greg.
All right, thanks, Rich. Well, a huge thank you to my good friend Rich Lupo for stopping by, connected at NADA, and sitting down and talking with me. That one was unscheduled, but Rich made time in his busy schedule to chat, and it was a great conversation. I hope you got a lot out of it as well. Before we hop off, don't forget, you can watch or listen to all episodes of Connected on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. And make sure to hit subscribe so you're notified every other week when new episodes are released. Thanks so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks.